Yo, what it do, yo? It's your boy, the Ghost with the Most. Shout outs. Before I start my podcast, let's talk about it. I just want to say I want to give a big shout out to my boy 100 K Mega and Dragon. Really, nigga, you a silly nigga. My dudes out there in LA right now doing their thing, bro. For E3 right now, they chilling out, hanging out, man. I'm sipping on some liquor right now, sipping up for my boys right now. They doing the same thing, man. Shout outs to them. Like I said, K Mega, I think it's 106 Dragon, and my boy 100. Definitely, y'all have a good time out there. I also want to give a big shout out to my boy Megatron, who's also out there. Those guys right there, y'all need to go subscribe to, man. They really be out there, man. They really about gaming. They really out there for the love of gaming. But anyway, guys, today's video is about handing out L's to people on Twitter and all that. Whoever feels a certain way, they can hold that L, man. Because at the end of the day, what's up, Hebot?
What's goody? What's goody?
Yeah, man, I'm over here, sipping on that link. I'm leaning right now. I'm feeling like 100 right now.
Leaning like this. Leaning.
Yeah, Hebot, man, I'm telling you, boy, and I want to say one thing, Hebot, you always been down with me since the beginning. I want to say God bless you, my brother. But this week, bro, it's E3, my brother, the big E3, the Super Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the NBA Finals in gaming, bro.
It started today. It's just we didn't have a lot of big announcements, but they showed the Star Wars game. It looks correct, dude.
Oh yeah, I seen it.
It looks nice.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw it, but
let's start it off like that, Hebot. Since you hopped in and you mentioned Star Wars, we can start it off like that.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah, I mean, EA Play was on, and they kind of did it where it wasn't really like a keynote. They were outside in the venue where they host over there in the street in LA with the fans, and they had the creators of each game that they were talking about come in, talk a little bit about what they were doing, and they showed the game on a big monitor. And then, you were able to see it either on Twitch or on Mixer in high def, which was dope. But that Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order looks official. It looks nice.
Yeah.
It basically looks like an evolution of what they did with the other two Star Wars games that are back compat that came out for 360.
Yeah.
The Force Awakens 1 and 2, remember?
I played part 1. I don't know if I played part 2. I think I played part 1.
Okay, well, Force Awakens, those games, are very heavy in melee. They're almost like Ninja Gaiden and God of War and Devil May Cry. They got a lot of platforming. You can use the Force. That shit is dope, dude. It's nice. It looks beautiful. I believe it was running on the X. Tomorrow they're going to show something else of it running on the X. And it's one of the creators from that used to be at Santa Monica that worked on God of War. And one of the creators, the guy that worked that was from Vincent Pella, the guy from Respawn.
Yeah.
He was working on it too. The guy who did Titanfall and Call of Duty, the original guy. They're working on it. So it has like the parkour traversal, where you could wall run and shit.
Oh man, yeah.
He did some hot shit where one of the stormtroopers shot at him, and after he shot at him, he force pulled him. And when he force pulled him, he slowed down time, same time. And the laser beam of the gun he shot at him, he used that same laser beam in slow motion and killed his ass. That shit was dope as shit.
Yeah.
They showed that. It was nice. It was official, man. It looks good. It looks like it's gonna have quick time events, heavy like some cinematic moments.
Yeah.
It's gonna be story driven. It's canon in the Star Wars universe, so it's story that connects to the movies and the universe. And let me see. And it comes out, I believe, this September or November, something like that.
For me, Hebot, when I seen it, I just like it I just like the game because no lie, like the fighting mechanics was dope. When you slice one of them soldiers, you split them and you see the fire, you see the burn the movie.
Yeah.
Also, like you said, what was dope about it is he was slowing down time And as he slowed down time, he could move and either cut him or, like you said, he used the force and pull him and put him in front of the bullet.
Yeah, he shot him. Yeah.
And I also like when they was deflecting with the lightsabers, it was shooting back and hitting the enemies. That was dope. Yeah. I also liked that in how you say it, Battlefront. They used that in Battlefront too. Star Wars Battlefront in the game. That was lit right there. So this game right here, I'm gonna get it day one.
Yeah. Yeah,
it looks different and it's dope. Like it remind me, like you said, of the 2 Star Wars games that came out for 360.
The Force Awakens.
Exactly. And right now I'm intrigued in trying to see what this story is gonna go into, because when he goes, he also fights a dude with he got like a staff or something. And
they're called Jedi Enforcers. That's a new character that they actually created. The team. It wasn't even George Lucas that created it. It was the team, but they're also doing it together with the George Lucas team, so it's full canon. It connects to the movies. Forrest Whitaker's in there. You know Forrest Whitaker's character.
Exactly. That's
from the Rogue One movie. I don't know if you've seen Rogue One.
I seen it.
His character's in it, so it's before Rogue One, and right after what was it? It was the first trilogy, not Phantom Menace. Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is right after that. So years after that, but it's canon. So it's hype. It's going to be story driven, single player, action heavy, adventure. Plus, it's got the marketing deal with Microsoft. So I'm hoping this will be smart on their part tomorrow in the stage, on the Xbox stage. And since they have the marketing deal, Microsoft did some type of custom console bundled up for the game.
Oh, that'll be mean. That'll be mean.
Imagine if they got a bundle for Jedi Fallen Order, right? And if they have a bundle for Gears of War, my dude, they're going to kill the holidays. They're going to kill the holidays with the X. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have to do those bundles, man. Remember how well that bundle for Star Wars sold for PlayStation, and people that even like video games bought it just as a collector's edition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a Star Wars collector's edition. I ain't gonna lie. Anything with Star Wars like that, it's gonna sell. There's a big fan base on Star Wars. Period.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So even if it's not a person that games, if they do a nice, custom console the way that Microsoft does it, that how they can do it, it'll sell like hotcakes, and it'll be like a big deal for them in the holidays. They got the ball in their court on their side, bro. All they need to do is make all the right moves now.
Is Microsoft the part leader? Like how you say it? Like they get the DLC first or something? Like what's up?
No. They have the marketing rights. They have the marketing rights.
Okay. They need to step it up then. Sony bundles a lot, and I don't mean to cut you off, Eba. But Sony PlayStation, you are right. They did bundle the how you say it? I just said it, Star Wars Battlefront, and it sold like hotcakes when they put the Darth Vader. Once you put Darth Vader,
dude, that's just sold out.
What?
That console sold out everywhere, and there was people. I know like 3 people, no lie, that they didn't even video game, but they were Star Wars addicts, and they had to go get it. They went and got that bundle. Not so much the second one with the Pro, but the first one that had the Darth Vader sticker in the front, remember?
Yep, that's what I'm saying. That sold
because the Pro one, I guess because they didn't, Battlefront 2 wasn't, the Pro wasn't really a big sell point for them because it was 400, and yet it wasn't bringing that much power difference. A lot of the guys hesitated that were Sony fans. They were just happy with the regular one. It wasn't like the X that it was a bigger leap. I guess they hesitated. So that one didn't sell that much. The Battlefront 2 bundle, it didn't sell that much. But the first one, with Star Wars with Darth Vader's face, that sold out everywhere. Everywhere. Every freaking where sold out. It was crazy. So I think they do a dope one with a brand new game, new IP. It's canon. And Microsoft know how to do those custom consoles fire. So if they do a custom console for that, they're gonna take that holiday with Gears and a custom console for Gears too. That's two big bangers right there, dude.
Yeah, I could agree with you on that. Like with Star Wars, definitely that's a must have. If they were smart, they would bundle that and definitely push it. They will get some sales out of that.
Yeah, yeah,
Most
yeah.
definitely.
And with
And
good reason, because it's an Xbox One X enhanced title.
it's
You know?
something different too, Heba. It's
Yeah,
something
yeah, it's
like
a new
different.
prize, a new IP for Star Wars. That's right.
Exactly. And if I was Phil Spencer and them, I would have snatched that IP and had it as an exclusive. But other than that, it's touched down and on the PlayStation and the Xbox, so it is what
I
it is.
mean, I'm pretty sure that would love to do deals like that, but it's hard because Star Wars is like Minecraft. It's such a big brand now that it's almost impossible to keep a game exclusive on one platform or console because it's so big. Because
Yeah.
wherever they put it, it makes money. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Disney
Especially
just
with Star
Disney's about that money. They don't care about making exclusive deals, even if it's a lot of money. But I don't think Microsoft would be willing to pay that money just to keep other people from playing it first, because it's a pop cultural type of game. You know, it's a big IP that is going to sell everywhere. Even if it was on Nintendo, it would sell. You see what I'm trying to say? It's Star Wars,
Yeah.
dude. You know, it's part of society. It's part of our pop culture. So I get what you're saying, though. I would have loved for it to have been exclusive, of course, as an Xbox fan.
Yeah.
But I know that reality is very different now. It's not the same anymore. I mean, they didn't even do it last generation with other fucking Star Wars titles like Force Unleashed because it's too big of a property. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely, I get what you're saying.
It's almost like saying having GTA and Grand Theft exclusive just to one console. You know what I'm saying? That's throwing away money because too many people buy it.
Also, Bot, I want to tell you like this: for the people in the comment section and for the people watching, man, let us know down in the comment section on what you think about, basically, Star Wars. You understand what you're seeing, and let us know anything
Oh
that you
yeah,
want
but
to talk about. Me and he about to see it. We will answer
yeah,
you.
for sure, for
I
sure.
mean, we don't charge money or nothing like that.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's my boy Hebot. Me and him mad cool. We met each other. We ain't fake. We know each other. Like that's my big bro right there. He's a knowledgeable in gaming. If you got any answers, my bro right here will answer you, and I will answer you the best we can, my nigga.
That's
So
right.
it is what it is.
That's right. The best we can. Right. Yeah. So I saw you did a nice little hangout the other day for talking about Stadia. You know, I wasn't able to show up, but
Yeah, I did a no,
it's
that was just me doing my regular videos like for my channel, and I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
get
I saw it. I saw it.
but definitely for Stadia, Hebot. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna break it down like this because I was that was one of the things I wanted to talk about right now before I
Mhm.
get into the big elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is the new get how you say it, Ninja Theory. That's the big elephant in the room I want to get to because there's a lot of hating on that game, and I feel a lot of motherfuckers need to take that L. You understand?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I just want to be like, yo, Netus. I know he's in Zaya's podcast. That's Zaya's oldest son, like Zaya says, but I like to do the lot, and I feel Netus, you know, you was kind of right. You understand? I give him props. I was gonna jump on the show, but I couldn't because my phone and I'm in my job. I'm trying to
You
hide.
mean Nito?
Nitos, yeah, Nitos.
Kid
And I
Nito's, yeah.
respect, I respect and I show love to Zaya and his podcast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm feeling they jumped on his back, a lot of them for no reason. He was right in certain ways. But anyway, let's jump into the Stadia before we get into that. The Stadia 6.6 2019, man, price and gaming reviews he bought and launch info, my brother.
Yeah, yeah,
Let me
yeah.
know,
So,
'cause yeah, definitely he bought. I got a lot to say on this too because it blew my mind. I ain't gonna lie.
well, look,
My wife seen it like, oh slap. Was like, oh shit. Definitely in the comment section, let us know what you're thinking about this Stadia, guys. Is it something that y'all would like? Is it something that y'all will subscribe to? Like, like get your little gaming on with and
yeah,
cause
your thoughts on it. Yeah, get your thoughts on it. Well, look, here's my thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. I
want
want to hear yours.
The thing is with Stadia or Stadia, I think it's Stadia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that concept is awesome. It's really cool, especially with the idea of not needing a PC, not needing a console, not needing, to worry about where you play it. All amazing ideas because it takes away the limitation of power, meaning they could just keep upgrading it through the years and use as much power as they want to make games look stronger, bigger, better frame rates, better quality, better, resolutions, whatever the case may be. Fantastic. But the biggest con and negativity about it is that it's basically you never have ownership of games you're paying for. Because if you buy a game for $60, right? It's yours as long as you reinstate your subscription with Stadia. Okay. So if you don't reinstate it, it's not like you can play it in your house with the little routing machine they give you without needing to be a subscribed member online. All right. You see what I'm trying to say? Now.
Hold on 1 second. So you telling me if I paid what was it, $60? You said something like that.
Well, it's $10 a month. So they're giving you a package, right?
Yeah, package deal.
The people that are gonna go in like the first, it's basically like the first timers, like the people that are going in, like the very first people, like the preview people.
Yeah.
It's called I forgot what it's called. It's $129, right?
Yeah.
But with that package though, they're gonna give you a brand new controller, exclusive color. They're giving you the little routing piece that lets you stream around the house. They're giving you the whole complete game with everything, all the future updates, everything of Destiny 2. They're giving you 3 months of Stadia service, and they're giving you also 3 months for a friend. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And you're getting the highest quality. You're getting 4K with the 5.1 sound.
The bells and the whistles. You talking about the 4K HDR,
right?
Video,
HDR with
5.1
surround sound. Second, right? With 60 frames per second.
That's beast mode, my
brother. Which runs at 32-bit megabytes or 32 megabytes, which is good. It's not really high.
But I ain't gonna lie. That's sounding really great.
Yeah, it's like I said, it sounds great. But the problem is, the biggest con is, you don't have access to your game unless you subscribe to the service.
Oh, so you got to subscribe to their service and get the access. If they saying that you get for $10, you get certain games, but if you buy those games, you telling me that we don't own them?
No, you have to buy them. You're paying for the service, then you're paying for each game separately, and that's the way you can play them. You see what I'm trying to say? You can't play them without being on that service, but you're still buying them, so you don't have no ownership. You're basically paying for the license of that game.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So they have to do two different things. In order to make it work, they have to do two things. If not, they're going to be fucked, in my opinion. One, those games should not be priced at $60 like they do with consoles. Because in consoles, you have ownership of your console. You put them in your hard drive, and you can buy them physically. See what I'm saying? That's number one. And number two, with consoles, you can play them at any moment without needing online, unless it's an online-only game. Yeah. Like, they need to figure out a way where with that router box that they give you, right, or device, that if you want to play it at home with your wife only, then you can still access the games without having to have the Stadia service to play with other people online.
Oh, so you
see what I'm saying?
So
or maybe limit it where if you don't have it, the service, you can't play it anywhere you go. You could just play it in one place at your house. You see what I'm trying to say? That's what they need to do if they want to survive. Because if they don't do that, it's going to be a hard sell. Because unless you have the service paid for, it don't matter if you buy 4 games or 6 games or 10 games for $60, you're not going to be able to play them.
Damn, I ain't even gonna lie.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. As a gamer, I ain't gonna afraid, but I'm not, you know what I mean? As a gamer, I was gonna try this out. I was gonna, for $10 a month.
Yeah, because it sounds amazing. It does.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, for $130, they was talking about you get the controller.
It's not a bad price.
Yeah, it was kind of decent, but I do have certain games that's already on my Xbox, and I can cap it on my PlayStation. So I was figuring, like, why spend $130? For me, I'm like, it is good, but though, what do they give me exclusive that none of the consoles have?
That's another thing. They didn't show enough.
Exactly.
They didn't show enough exclusive content, which they made it seem like they were. for the system or for their service. In other words, games that you could only, they actually only had one. It was a game with this little girl that looked like Little Nightmares, but in 3D, with actual 3D, and it looks dope. It's exclusive to Stadia. You can't play it anywhere else. And they made it seem like Boulder Gate 3 was also going to be exclusive only to Stadia. And what I understand is going to be a timed exclusive. It's going to also come to PC, and console, I believe. But if, I guess maybe a year later, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the other problem. They don't have enough content. And when you have options like, let's say, Xbox Game Pass, where you're getting all these exclusives and third parties like a Tomb Raider, or like Dead Rising 4, or like Division 2, where you can play right off of Game Pass, right? For $10 a month, and you just play it on your console. You can take it with Xbox Cloud on your tablet, on your phone. Who's going to be the one that's going to be with the triumph? It's going to be the Microsoft side.
I'm hoping he's about, but it look like a beast. I ain't gonna lie to you. We do got the comment section talking to me and you right now. Yo, Megatron, shout outs to you, Megatron. I see you, my brother. Thanks for stopping by and showing some love, my brother. Hope you enjoying that E3, man. Yeah, all of them. They're all there. Big shout outs to them. Yep. They're having a great time already. They're hooking up. That's a nice thing, man. That's what any real community want to strive to do, to show the love and meet each other and share the passion we all care about, Yep. And we do have comments down in the comment section, so I'm gonna read them out. All right, read them out. Robert Max. I thought they're gonna make it like Netflix. Bow. That's one for Robert Max. Right. We got DJ Singha with H. Jason Screer, whatever, from Kotaku said, today Microsoft got the chance to destroy Stadia. Right. With xCloud, and he also said Game Pass, and Robert Max also said they'll get bigger eventually. Woo! Oh yeah, they will, but they have to make the right decisions. In order for them to survive, they have to let you access it at least at your own leisure in your home, even if it's just on one place, like one TV, so that you could play it like you do your console. And then limit you to play online and limit you from accessing at any point where you want to go until they can figure that out. Because without the service, you can't play none of the games that you buy on Stadia. That's the problem. Yeah, definitely. But I agree. They will continue to grow if it does well. Yes, they can. If it does well, it's going to be a monster. I can't lie to you, but anything Microsoft can. That's how anything. This E3 for y'all down there in the comment section. Microsoft definitely got to show something about that cloud. And I was definitely going to say this for y'all down in the comment section. Also, is Microsoft going to show Sony and Nintendo in the same stage? I think they got everybody. I think they're going to show love. And I think Microsoft for this E3 is going to put Sony and PlayStation on the stage with the Azure cloud. I'm telling you, I think, in my honest opinion, I'm going to take the floor right now, Ebot. For Stadia, right? It says you can play any games on TV, desktops, laptops, tablets, my nigga, Pixel smartphones, my dude. That is monster right there. If they can get everything right, that is a monster. This is why I understand why I think honestly, why I think PlayStation got down with Azura with Microsoft. And I think said it already. Might go aboard with it to take down Stadia because Google is a beast, my nigga. If you get on the computer, Google, what we use to look up things is Google. Well, they a monster. And I think if they get into the gaming and they're the number one browser in the world. Yeah, so, exactly, my brother. And that's a lot. That competition is something that no one can take lightly. Not Microsoft, not Apple, nobody. Not Amazon, because they mean business and they said they mean business. But again, like I said, the biggest con about it is that unless you're not in the service, you can't access your games. It's not like a console or like Xbox that you can access your games at all times, whether you have Xbox Live or not. Yeah. You understand? So basically, in short words, what you're trying to say is like, if you ain't online or nothing like that, like Xbox, you could play
Yeah,
it.
because they don't have a console. There's nowhere to store your games in your own home. There's no box. There's no hard drive. There's nowhere to store it. It's through their servers. So all the games you buy is tied to your account. But once you get in their service and pay for the service, once you get in, oh yeah, you have access to your game. Yes.
It also says Hebot. I ain't gonna lie. It does says this right here. No console required. Basically using. You don't need no console. That's what's kind of it's kind of catching people off guard because it says you can use Google's data center as the platform.
Yeah,
so it's like you getting straight online right there, right fast.
Yeah.
They're trying to put everything quick. And they also said if like you ain't got 10 like if you ain't got 4K and all that, you got 1080p, it drops down. If you ain't your internet, it's not that good.
Well, it tells you the number of bandwidth speed that you need.
Yeah.
For all levels. Like for example, if you want 720p, all you need is 5 megapixels. It's like real low.
Woo!
If you want, it's the bandwidth. How the bandwidth works. How the bandwidth works is good, but again, you don't have ownership of your games unless you're in the service. You understand? And that becomes the biggest problem because that means you can't play it in your house unless you subscribe for that month. If you didn't subscribe, you can't play it. You don't have ownership, and that's the problem. Especially if they lose licensing for games and they have to pull games out because they lost licensing with certain companies, like certain games, like high-profile license games like Star Wars. Or if there's a really bad storm somewhere where the data centers are, and they shut down and they don't have enough data centers to, all around to pick up where one gets damaged and you get the pickup and another one, you can continue playing it. The servers will be down. You won't be able to access it. There's a lot of things that come into play. So they have to figure out, like I said, to create a box perhaps for future, right? Where you can keep that box as a customer in your house and you can store your shit in there, but the power is not coming from the box. You just have the box to play your games whenever you want. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what they would have to probably do if they want to be able to compete. Because the way Microsoft has everything structured already, they're ahead of the game. Big time.
That's why I feel like Sony, see, a lot of people may say, nah, the PlayStation fanboys like, nah, but I think Sony realized that they knew a big tyrant was coming into play into gaming, and they knew Google was a force not to be reckoned with, and they figured, listen, we're gonna have to unite with Microsoft and team up. And Nintendo, I think, is figuring it.
Well, they said it already.
If it breaks off, at least we can make money. Because remember, console gaming, PlayStation gonna make money, Nintendo gonna make money, regardless of what anybody says. Microsoft, oh, they did bad and they did this.
They
Microsoft
still make money on console.
Money, exactly.
Yeah,
Microsoft did better than the 360, so they made bank.
Even if
Nintendo made bank.
Even if Microsoft has a 55 million install base, because that's logically what they probably have right about now. 55 million, maybe even 60 at this point, maybe even 60, right?
I give you 60 because I don't believe that PlayStation got straight up
60 million people.
Out there.
60 million people on a console is a whole lot of fucking consoles, man.
Yes, and I believe
you can't deny and say that's not no, that's crazy amounts of people.
Exactly.
So that's money regardless. So the console market ain't going nowhere. That shit ain't dying. This is just an option. But Microsoft, the fact is, they're ahead of the game. And if they got that xCloud that they're supposed to show tomorrow down to the T, oh, it's a wrap. Because that means Stadia is still going to be way behind, even though they came out strong. Because they don't have a console to house games for the customers to access their games at any given moment. That's the biggest problem. But it is a very nice and appealing service. I'm not going to say it's not. It is. But it has a lot of dangerous cons that they still have unanswered questions. So until we don't get them answered, we're not going to know.
All right, but because I understand you. Like, see, Stadia, a lot of people going on for the hype, and I understand it. It looks beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. I seen the games. I watched the show. It was dope.
The concept is dope.
Yeah, the concept of it is dope, and the streaming is dope. The way they got it, but you got to understand this too. A lot. Do you think is this going against Azure Cloud or Microsoft Cloud with Nintendo? And I think Nintendo gonna ride with Microsoft. But if it ain't Nintendo, at least Sony's riding with Microsoft, and they teaming up to take that down.
Well,
but
Sony came out and said it goes.
Is this competition for Game Pass? Because a lot of people get it mixed up. What is Game Pass compared to this right here?
The thing is, Game Pass is different. Game Pass is different because Game Pass, you don't have ownership of the games, but
hold on, do you hear that out there? And for our subscribers out there, and for your YouTubers out there that's listening, Heba just said it. Game Pass is different than Stadia.
Different. That's right. So because it doesn't have
Heba, so they can understand that.
Well, because in Game Pass you have no ownership of the games, but all those games are available there at all times for just $10. You know, they have more than 300 games. You know what I'm saying? Available as of right now, and you get deals all the time for $1, $5. But they also give you the discounts where if you choose to buy a game when they pull it out, or even before you can, you get it at a discount price, and you have access to it all the time, even on your console, even if you don't have Game Pass once you buy it. It's not like that with Stadia. If you buy it on Stadia, you have to have the service. If not, you can't access it. See what I'm trying to say? So that's the biggest difference and the biggest downfall. It's still something that has to prove itself and how it works to see if it's consumer friendly, because that's not, in a lot of people's eyes, especially the casuals, that's not going to be consumer friendly, because they're going to be like, wait, I got to pay for the games, each one individually. They're still $60, and yet I can't access it unless I have the service. I can't even play it in my house by myself. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem, that they're going to have to try to find a way to jump over that hurdle, you know? But the concept idea of not having a console, PC, or whatever is dope, because that means they could feed the power off their servers. So they can go super powerful the longer it's out, as years goes on, and you're never going to have to worry about compromising the game's performances. Like, if you want 8K, if you want 12K, if you want 120 frames per second, it's going to be able to be done because all the power are from the servers. You understand? But at the same token, do they have the best, good enough servers structured that when it gets hit by millions and millions of people that subscribe, let's say, to play at the same time, like Microsoft has, right, for example, that it won't crash, or that it will work, or that it won't have a problem or any hiccups? That's a lot of unanswered questions that we're not going to know for a while, because it's still going to be in its infancy. So until we don't get those answers, proven to us yet as gamers or in the community, we really won't know if, Stadia is something that is worth getting right now. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Right now it's very...
They got that Ghost Recon Breakpoint was fire looking. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
They got a game called Guilt. They got
that game Guilt
and the Division 2. We got the Division 2.
That game Guilt is exclusive. That game Guilt is exclusive.
Yeah.
And what I was telling you before, I don't know if you heard me, I was trying to tell you, was that Sony admitted that that's the reason why they partnered up with Microsoft, because they know that Google and Stadia is the competitors, and they're the real deal. They have money, they have the structure. Microsoft already had theirs built, and they did it. So that's why they partnered with Microsoft, because they know Microsoft is considered the best in the world right now. You know what I mean? And they said it themselves. The CEO,
I was gonna tell you about, man, in our comment section right now, we do have shout outs to DJ Singh. He said, PS Jim Ryan 5 days ago, the cloud deal still not signed, ain't happening 2 days later. It's happening. He got laugh out loud. And then Robert Mack said, I wonder when xCloud releases. We know Stadia releases on November. And that's a good point.
Right.
Robert Max, because I can't wait, and that's why we watching E3 tomorrow. This is
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I wanted to
I
do
think
this show, because we got a lot to say on here, me and he, about how we feel. And I feel like tomorrow, they said they got 14-0. They got 14 new studio games to show. I feel
right.
like if you get 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 new IP games, that's better than PlayStation and what Xbox showed. Because a lot of people fail to realize when they showed God of War and they showed a certain amount of games, Ghost of Tsushima wasn't even shown at when they show God of War and all that, and Last of Us 2. Is those 2 games coming out? No. So
Well,
that's
no,
not even accounted for. You
no,
understand?
no.
We in 2019. PlayStation is not showing nothing this year.
Well, I
Nothing.
mean,
We in the biggest game right now, the Super Bowl of gaming, the mecca of gaming is E3, and they didn't even show up. You understand?
well,
It's gone. That game that whatever game just came out of theirs, it don't even
they,
look like when they show the game when the hordes of zombies is coming and you shoot mad bullets and you drop mad zombies. You don't even do that in that game.
it's
You know what I
few
mean?
and far between. It's there, but very little. Not the way they made it seem. Right, right, right.
Exactly. That was
Yeah, I
just
don't.
to capture the audience. But the gameplay on there got a lot of hiccups. There was some glitches in that game, but people, PlayStation fanboys ain't gonna call that shit out. But
Well, the
let's
thing is,
be
the
real
game.
here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. The
also,
game is like it's structured like a lot of their games, where it's very slow pace. It's a lot of doing chores and doing this, a lot of cutscene after cutscene after cutscene, and the action is few and far between. And with that game, they kind of force you to do all the chores for everybody else first before you even get to the real meat, which is your story, which makes it even more longer into the process and more tedious. So for me, it's very boring. It's a boring game.
that
Looks cool, concept's cool, but it's a zombie game. It's not really nothing new. Hasn't been done
exactly. They had
before.
like, he bought. Fuck it. The gloves is off. I'm
But
going in right now. I just want to say it, bro. I want to say it like this. All right, the game is what? Days Gone, right?
yeah,
All right. They got the hordes of zombies. Don't get me wrong. The game play looks good. The graphics look good on the game. But when you look at State of Decay, yeah, they say, oh, State of Decay, it might look, it look cartoony. But when you put that game up with that, is there people online? Does it even have an online?
no,
No.
no.
So when you look at State of Decay, there's people still playing online on that game. It has what? More. About what? It has more what?
Well, it has more longevity because
Longevity. Hold
the
on,
game.
I want to break this down too.
Remember, they're what they call it, regenerated zombies. Every time you play State of Decay, the zombies come out differently. The attacks are differently. It's always something different. The hordes, the way you fight them, and the way you have to take out the hives. But when you're playing it, you're not playing by yourself. You're playing with 4 players at the same time.
Exactly.
You can play it online.
And you play it online, and you can play regular, normal play. You can do that.
I think you can play normal by yourself and locally with 2 players, I think. Plus, it's not just one vehicle like a bike. No, you got multitudes of vehicles. You can upgrade them, use them to your advantage, make them into like armored tanks so you can kill the zombie. It's a lot of different options and more content in the game.
You got more to looking forward with.
Yeah, the only difference is it doesn't have a big story narrative with a bunch of cutscenes with a long story. That's what is missing. If they make a new one with that too, then that pretty much would take out any other game in that genre because it's covering even the story element. You understand? But it has gameplay, which is the most important element in any.
I also want to touch upon this. Like, they got jokes on Microsoft games. A lot of Twitter people out there got jokes on Microsoft games when we know they fanboys.
Social media in general.
And the media in general, I just want to break it down like this. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is my opinion, but I'm being honest. For y'all watching out there and watching my podcast, let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about it right now. Because I just brought it up and I'm tired of this bullshit. You understand? Don't get me wrong. You might not like State of Decay. You might not like Sea of Thieves. I play Sea of Thieves, but I'm not really into Sea of Thieves. That's not my cup of tea. But it could be Ebot's cup of tea. And there's certain gamers out there. But there's people out there playing online on that game. But when you compare a God of War or any kind of game like that, God of War, yeah, the graphics, don't get me wrong. Like I said it before, I'm an Xbox guy. My preferred console is Xbox, and I give God of War the most highest you could get on PlayStation to me. And you got certain games like Uncharted. You got The Last of Us that was remastered. We still looking for the new Last of Us Part 2. It still ain't out yet. But they talking about The Last of Us that came out last generation. You understand what I'm trying to say? I understand that Part 2 was out, but it's not. But people compare that graphically. Okay, there's certain games on PlayStation that's graphically dope. But when you compare games, they got longevity. Like I told somebody on Twitter. He says, oh, God of War. Okay, you God of War is dope. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. But when you compare to Sea of Thieves or State of Decay, there's people online still playing it now. Are there people playing God of War now? Once you beat the game, that's it.
Right.
Like, what do they get of that? Like, you get more longevity. Yeah, the game might look cartoony, but there's people still playing it. God of War, once you beat it, when you go back to fight the Valkyries, and that's it. It's over. Like you get experience out of it. Yeah, the experience is dope as fuck, but it's over. There's still people playing these games that's being online. There's a difference with online gameplay.
Because, look. There's two things. There's two things you said. There's two things that you said that we can touch on and kind of clarify, so it don't make it seem like we're throwing shade or hate. What Sony, the thing is with Sony is that their games always gonna look very high fidelity as far as graphics, character models, because they have very little content. That's why their stories are they're like 20 hours, 30 hours long, because it's just a single player game. That's all it offers, right?
Don't get me wrong, single player games are dope.
Well, they don't.
Like, don't get me
they
wrong.
are good,
like,
absolutely.
Gears of War 5 and UHD 4K 60 frames. Like my man Starboy just said, HSP. If you still on here, Starboys, shout outs to you. We'll blow the roof off E3 state, of course.
Right. But you know what? My brother.
I just want to say one thing.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'm gonna let you take over. I just want to say this. For all the PlayStation and fanboys on Twitter and anything talking about Gears of War is trash, we gotta, you know what, I don't understand. People gotta suck cock and say God of War is dope, but they won't give Gears of War props, my nigga. Like, Gears of War is fire. The graphics on there 4K is fire. The gunplay on there is fire. The multiplayer is fire. What I don't understand is this game is old. We got a new one coming out and they still saying it's trash. That's only PlayStation fanboys saying it's trash when they never played it. Real gamers that give more props, my nigga. That's why I bug out and I say, yo, how can these people say that the Gears of War is trash and it's not Xbox dudes? It's PlayStation dudes. Gears of War is fire. To me, in my honest opinion, when I beat the game and all that, I like this story. I don't understand that.
Gears of War is probably one of the hottest IPs ever created. That's so underappreciated in many ways by a lot of people because
they hate this, bro.
They want to call it only a dude bro shooter, but it's more than a dude bro shooter. You get what I'm trying to say? Gears of War has a fantastic story that's about family, it's about love, friendship, commitment, hope, faith. How to learn to live with disaster and loss. It's about freedom and why we need to help each other, no matter what culture, because there's all types of culture and color in the game. Female, male, it don't matter. The game has so much heart, love, significance, right? And at the same time, in its very essence, the core of the game is a video game. You play all the time. You're fucking shit up all the time. You get on vehicles. You get on animals. You get on turrets. You get on flying saucers. You get on bikes. You do all kinds of shit. Right?
In this, you get attacked by helicopters in Gears of War 4. You go with your bike. You dip and you see the sandstorms. You see all kind of things. The graphics on there is mean. For people to say Gears of War was trash, don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Yeah,
I don't mean
crazy.
To say it like that. Yeah, that's what bugs me out. Like, we gotta suck God of War's cock because he throws a fucking axe. Don't get me wrong, Kratos is official. It looks dope, but every game gotta look like Gears of War is. The
biggest problem
get me mad. Like, niggas be bugging with that shit, bro.
The biggest problem and the biggest misconception between Gears and let's say something like God of War, right? Because you brought it up. Gears of War is still ahead of the time because Gears of War is a game that you have been able to play 2-player, 4-player in the story, right? And you also got the multiplayer component that's also very entertaining for a lot of people. If God of War had a mode where you could play, let's say with your son, 2-player co-op in the story, that's longevity because now you have reasons to go back and play with other people. And if it had a multiplayer mode where you could play a bunch of hordes and kill a bunch of creatures, that would also give it longevity. None of their games have that because they rather stick with the narrative, making them long, a long-ass story to have all these cutscenes, and that's what takes all the space in the disc. So all they concentrate really is on either graphics or the story, and sometimes that also takes away from the gameplay. And the gameplay in their games feel very simple a lot of times. They don't even feel complex, or they don't give you a lot of variety. It's basically the same thing over and over, and you get a little changes here and there. And that's because of the fact that they rather do just narrative with a lot of cutscenes and make the game super long. When you can make the game just as good, make it a little shorter, add components with co-op where you can play the campaign with a friend or with a couple of friends, and give it a multiplayer so you can play with other friends online. Once they do things like that, the games are going to have shelf life and longevity. And that's the difference between Gears and God of War. Gears of War is a game that you can go back right now, play part 4. I could play it with you in the campaign because you never played the campaign co-op with me. You see what I'm saying?
Yep, we could play campaign together, or anybody we could play with.
Or we could play with Master Chief and Merc, or Megatron, or somebody like Starboy on the multiplayer and have a blast. You see what I'm saying? That is the difference, and that's what a lot of these younger gamers or new age gamers, or a lot of the PlayStation gamers, they don't understand when we say multiplayer component. We don't mean don't have a single player campaign. No, we're talking about add co-op in that campaign, so you can play the story with friends, or add a multiplayer component so you can play in that world with your friends doing other things. So keep having fun with that series in that world. You see what I'm saying? And that's the difference with Halo and Gears of War.
Yeah,
and State of Decay. Huh?
Yeah,
even Rise on the Road.
Tell you like this. Shout outs to Ice Cream. How you doing?
Oh, Ice Cream. Yeah, what's up, baby girl?
Cool Kima, their mind, you know what I mean? Kima said their mind kind of hate, kind of fucked up to hate everything on Xbox. Yeah, a lot of people like that, and that's why I had enough of it. Like, I see a lot of that. A lot of people don't call it out. Like, if we can say God of War is dope, you can say Gears of War is fire.
Well,
if you can say that Uncharted is fire, you can say Halo's fire.
But you're saying if we can give props to the games that they have that are good, right, or that are decent, they could do the same for Xbox, but they don't do that.
Exactly. Yeah. They don't do that. Like, they never gonna shit on PlayStation games. Not everything on PlayStation is that hot and that fire. Don't get me twisted. They have certain games, like Microsoft has certain franchises. They have their own franchises. Uncharted is their franchise. When you look at Last of Us, it's starting to become their franchise. They don't have that game out, but there was a remaster that's out that everybody talks about. Let's see. Bloodborne came out and did all right. The Order 1886, they said you couldn't do that on the Xbox One, but when it sold bad, the developers came out and said, yeah, we can make that game for the Xbox One.
Yeah,
there's a lot of deceiving things, and when you look at it, like PlayStation 2, what get me mad is they forget about the beginning of this generation. They had to remaster. The reason why we called it the remaster Station 4, because they remastered games to make it look like they had games going into the next generation. Yeah, we got Halo remastered, but it was built from the ground up. You understand me? You can see the difference in the Halo remastered compared to remastered that they did. Yeah, it smacks the Uncharted. It smacks the God of War. It smacks all of them. Not the God of War game. Over the shoulder God of War, the new one that's coming out.
Yeah, it even kept the multiplayer component. It didn't take it out like they did with
Exactly.
Uncharted. Uncharted, they took out the multiplayer off the
Of
remaster.
course.
As a
Of
matter of
course.
fact, as a matter of fact, they just announced that they're turning off the multiplayer aspect of Last of Us and Uncharted for PS3. Shutting down the servers.
You're right.
I don't know if you know that.
What, they're gonna shut down The Last of Us? What?
Multiplayer, and for the Last of Us and Uncharted, turning off the multiplayer component on PS3. They're shutting them down.
Yeah, that should tell you something about, like, you know what I don't understand, like, and what gets me, like, it bugs me out is that with anything PlayStation can do, we all know because we started from the beginning of 2013 into this, going into now, and it's 2019, bro. And the media, people say it wasn't biased, but Xbox got stuck up and hated on since the beginning, bro. Since they messed up at launch, nothing Microsoft could have done to help it out. And from us being as YouTubers, and we don't get paid for this, but as for us being as, like, we gamers at the end of the day. I got PlayStation, I got Nintendo, and there's certain games I like on PlayStation, and there's certain games I might like on Nintendo.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, oh, hold on, Ice Queen just put something up. She said, "I never played the first Last of Us, but my late husband. But I am playing first The Last of Us whenever the second one comes out." And I'll give you a shout out, girl. I'm never gonna say it's trash. You understand? Your experience is different from my experience.
That's right.
Experience is different from ours. And I will take your experience whenever you tell me how you feel about the game. I would take that as heed. You understand?
But
like,
I've always
we all
said,
have different opinions, and I would never hate on your opinion. I'm just speaking here, Ghost. I speak about my opinion, and I'm glad you brought that up. And enjoy the game. You're gonna play that game and make sure you enjoy it and see where maybe the game might look good, may not. At the end of the day, that's on your opinion, and that's
Ice Queen's situation is very tragic because she had a husband that was a PlayStation fan. She shared it with us before. She's a nice person. She's a PlayStation person because that's all she played. That's all she was really, I guess, introduced to. So to continue with what her husband introduced her to, she keeps playing on PlayStation, and that's fine.
Oh, that's great. God bless you.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of a sad story. At the same time, she has it means something to her. She don't play on PlayStation just because. She plays it because it's a memory she holds for her husband. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
From her husband. So I understand
that the rest of your life.
But she don't go around being toxic and treating people with disrespect or anything like that. She is a genuine, respectful person, and big shout out to her. Just like I said all I can say to Ice Queen is, as far as Last of Us goes, with people like me that I played a lot of games for so many years, I can have a different thought about it because I just played so many games. I could understand why with you it may be a better experience because you probably never played a lot of different games. But me, I've always said that Last of Us, it's a good game, but it's an overrated game, which is a big difference. It's not saying the game's bad. It's just saying that it's not as good as people always hype it up to. But it's still a good game. You know what I mean? And that's cool that you're going to get to play it now first before part 2. So I hope you do enjoy it, and I hope you do love it because at least it's something that it's your own experience that you get to enjoy. And that's what matters, at the end of the day.
Yeah, most definitely. And also, definitely, I just want to touch up on this. Like, there was a leak of the company Ninja Theory.
Yeah.
Woo! And people on Twitter is going off. That's why I say hand out L's. Like, I just want to say this. It's called Bleeding Edge, right? And the leak came out in E3 tomorrow. And I just want to say this. Y'all motherfuckers is reaching, bro. Reaching for that L. Like Microsoft didn't even purchase this company. And this company, that game, Bleeding Edge, been worked on for like 6 years. 6 years, my brother. Like, wow. Microsoft purchased this company. Now, when you look at the game, how can I say it? What's that game they made? He bought again. Ninja Theory made, and it was I that game is beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. It won Mad
Hellblade,
Awards.
Hellblade, Hellblade.
Hellblade. Oh my god! And it was a small developing team. And what kills me is on Twitter they getting crazy because you got so much fanboys. They don't look at the bigger picture. They just want to put out there and try to get hits on Twitter and all that. But yo, you laughing at something that looks dope, but you play Overwatch, you play
Fortnite.
Battleborn, they play Fortnite. You got bad people out there that play these kind of games. And guess
Apex.
what? Apex Legends. And what gets me mad that I laugh on the sidelines, anything that Microsoft do, they purchased this company, and this company was working on the game for 6 years, and they thrashing Microsoft over a game that when they purchased the company, obviously that game was going to come out, period. It was worked on for 6 years. Like I told you, Hebot, you know I was the first one to say this because we could go back in our resume into podcasts, and I said I'm not looking forward to that game that Ninja Theory's making now. I'm looking forward to the game that Ninja Theory's doing after that. And I was the first motherfucker to say that. You know that. I said I'm not looking for this game. I'm looking for the game that Ninja Theory's working after this when Microsoft has them. And you can check my resume. You can go back in my podcasts, or you can go back to the shows that we've been doing. You can hear Ghost Rider 730, the first motherfucker, excuse my language, the first person to say that. Yeah.
Right.
And this is definitely touchdowning because if this game was worked on 6 years ago, like I said before, then I want to see the game that they're really working on that Microsoft gave. You know what I mean? That Microsoft took. I want to see that.
This is what happened. This is what happened. I'm gonna give. If you let me, I'll give a history lesson for everything.
Break it down. Break it down, my brother.
First and foremost, Ninja Theory, to all the people that don't have the knowledge, to all the people that think they know but don't really know, Ninja Theory started on the OG Xbox. They even talk about that in the featurette when they got bought, where they said Microsoft gave them their first shot with their very first game. Their very first game was a melee combat action game that was battle 2v2 called Kung Fu Chaos. It was the roots of how they started. It was little ninjas that look super hyper animated and samurais, and you fought 2 against 2 in arenas doing crazy shit, and you would use the landscape. Fun as hell. Very underrated. It was exclusive to Xbox. That's where they started their roots. Okay? Then they went and ventured off and did another game, which was Heavenly Sword with PlayStation, where it was going to be more story-driven, and the cinematics was going to be super high quality, and Microsoft did not give them the money because their first game didn't do well. So they couldn't take that risk because Microsoft was still not deep in the gaming industry the way they were when the 360 first hit and when the PS3 was coming down the road. Sony took that chance because they had the money, funded the game, but the catch was that if they did it, it had to be an IP that was exclusive that they own. So they bought the Heavenly Sword IP, which they still haven't done nothing with it because it didn't sell well. Nobody bought it. And it was Ninja Theory's second game. Then after that, we all know Ninja Theory went and they did the Devil May Cry game. The one that was rebooted, which was fantastic, even though it wasn't like the traditional gothic Devil May Cry. But it was like a steampunk or like a rock and roll punk style. It was good. The combat was phenomenal. It was fantastic. As a matter of fact, a lot of the combat they did in that game, in the new Devil May Cry 5 that Capcom did, they took some of those elements and used it in the new one, believe it or not. And then obviously they went off and since their games didn't sell well, they had to break down and let go of a lot of people that worked for them. They used to be a team of like 100 people, but they had to let go of people because their games didn't sell. They were almost going to close down as a development team. Before they did that, they were working on that game, Bleeding Edge, which was going to be a multiplayer 4v4. I don't know if you have a campaign where you could play single player, which I think it probably does, which is melee third-person combat heavy, which is fight with your hands, swords, guns, and it's like bloody and it's violent. The artwork and style looks uh like like Rage. The way Rage 2 looks,
Yeah.
it looks like that art style. Because that picture video they showed really didn't have good quality. So found the other. So you really can't tell. You really can't tell. You really can't tell if it's more photorealistic or if it's cartoony. So that's the first stupid, thought that people are saying out there. Plus, that game is an evolution of games that Capcom, Sega, and Platinum Games created for Dreamcast and for the 360 and PS3, which was Outrigger. They had one called Spawn, Heavy Metal, and Anarchy Reigns. And those games are really, really dope and really good games that were underrated. It was arena-based fighting.
Hold on, you talking about Spawn? The Spawn game actually itself and
on Dreamcast. Yeah, the Spawn game on Dreamcast. It was an arcade game. It was an arcade game from Sega, but that was developed by Capcom. It was in the arcade, but it came to the Dreamcast. And it was the same way. You fight 4v4, right? And you fight in arenas, but there are boards and levels, and you go from room to room, killing each other, picking up weapons, and doing crazy shit. It was a really fun game, but underrated, right? And they had one based off the anime called Heavy Metal, the rock and roll anime from many years ago, from the same guys who did Lord of the Rings animation.
Yeah.
From years ago, like in the early 80s. And it was a book, I think also, or a comic, and they made it into a game on Dreamcast. You can look it up, Heavy Metal, and that game is the same concept, same thing like Anarchy Reigns, and same thing like Outrigger. Is a lot of fun. It's more arcadey. But if you're a root gamer, you've been playing games for so many years, like a lot of these dudes claim that they've been playing, they would understand that all those games bring different types of experience to the table. So they would not be criticizing it and calling it corny. It would be like, yo, that shit look hype because it's a fun game and they know the type of style the game is and what you can do in those games. They're very fun. And you can also add a campaign if you play by yourself. I don't know if that's what Ninja Theory is doing, but you can do that because that's how Heavy Metal and Spawn was, and even Anarchy Reigns on 360 and PS3. Yeah. That's the one that Platinum Games did. So it's funny because they're basically exposing themselves. They're showing their true identity and showing that they're not really real gamers. They're just casuals. They play only certain type of games that deliver only certain type of experiences, and that's it. So if that's the type of gamers and players that they are, then you can't really take their opinion and their comments seriously because they're one-minded. They only play one certain style of game. They don't play all types of games and enjoy them for what they are. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to like every genre. I'm not saying that. That's impossible. I don't like RTS, okay? I don't like JRPGs too much. There's only a few handful of JRPGs that I enjoy in my lifetime, like Chrono Trigger, like Sword of Vermilion, like Skies of Arcadia, Phantasy Star Online, the original Phantasy Star, Panzer Dragoon Saga. Those are RPGs I enjoyed, but there are few of them. I don't like RPGs like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I respect what they are because I know a lot of people do like them. And I know they're good games, and they've a lot of good quality RPGs out there. Same thing with RTS. I know there's a lot of good RTSs with good quality gameplay for a lot of people. But the RTS is a smaller group of people that play them because they never really sold a lot on console. They were more tied with PC gamers, right? Yeah. Now that we have RTSs on consoles too, like Halo Wars 2, those are games that have lore of the game, of the world of Halo. And they're really awesome and good quality, but not everybody can play them or enjoy them. So right. I understand if you don't like all types of games. I get it. But to flat out come out and say a game is shit when it's games that you know have been around for a long time, that you've seen in arcades, that you've been playing for so many years, from the NES and even the Sega Genesis, Sega Master System, because Atari didn't have that kind of technology yet. But from that era forward, even stuff like Power Stone is very similar. You fight in the arena 4v4, use weapons, you use your hands. It's kind of similar to that too, in many ways. And Power Stone was dope, dope, dope. A really good game. Power Stone 1 and 2. I still own both.
That's dope
to this
bro.
day.
And
that's
fire.
Yeah, really good games. But if you sit there and say it's corny off a video without even playing the game, without even looking at it or trying to see how it plays or getting all the info live from the developers, that pretty much makes you look foolish, or it just shows you're not a real rooted gamer, just a casual. Play games because it's fun and it's something that a lot of people do and millions of people do in the world, but not because you really respect the culture and what it takes to make games with these developers. See what I'm saying?
Everybody, to me, I'm gonna be honest. This is my opinion right now. For every Xbox dude out there that's hyped to see E3, and every gamer that's hyped to see E3 and what's coming as, if you're a gamer, you enjoy it. If you got all consoles, you're gonna enjoy it. At the end of the day, for all them fanboys out there that's hating on Microsoft, what do Sony got to show? What do they got? Did they even show up? But
right,
no, right?
You can look at
got
it.
Anything to look forward to? What they got? Days Gone. I mean, Days Gone.
You could definitely.
The game ain't the same thing that they showed at launch when they showed how it's supposed to be a couple of E3s ago. How the game looked, it's totally kind of different. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is this: they don't have nothing to show, so hold them L's. Them ponies right now are gonna hate on anything that Microsoft shows, but they didn't show up because they have nothing to show. Ghost of Tsushima might be a PlayStation 5 game, and I ain't gonna lie, that game I will buy. That game looks that good that Ghost is gonna buy on PlayStation. I'm not gonna lie to you, but do they have a date on
Ghost of Tsushima too? That looks pretty dope.
They just pushed back. They pushed back. How you say? They just pushed back the game. It's not Uncharted. It's The Last of Us. I think too. They pushed it back to next year. So think about it.
It never had a release date. Ghost.
To hate on our show is ridiculous.
It never had. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It never had a release date. That was just people speculating. That was never told. It never said it was coming out 2019.
Oh, so those are just fanboys hoping and wishing.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. So they reaching. You telling me they're reaching out there? Basketball, what they say, you get reached, you get teased. Y'all know what I mean. In the hood, when you playing ball in the street balling, when you reach, you get teased. Wow, that's crazy right now. So you telling me that game ain't even got a date?
No, it was never said that. They never said it was coming out.
So they sparse. So you telling me this 2019 they sparse? They got Days Gone. Like, come on.
Well, they got Death Stranding coming out, but again.
Oh, wait, hold on. Death Stranding. That game. Yeah. Speaking of Death Stranding, I ain't gonna lie, my bro. How you have a ladder building up a mountain, bro? Like that game, I don't even know what it is. That game is trash. Yo, you see how it looked good, kinda, but then again, it is true. When you see it, he's wheeling a bike in the grass, like it turns into a bike. He got ladders out of a book bag or something. He got a briefcase. What do you support? Like, what is this dude moving? Like this game ain't got nothing. Yo, Kojima.
Oh, look, Ghost, real quick.
Kojima makes, my nigga, they gonna cock blow and blow, my nigga. The nigga pull down his pants. This nigga Jeff Keighley gonna be like, yo, take the dick out your mouth, nigga. I'm sorry to say, excuse my French, boy.
Well, real quick,
dope like that, bro.
The thing is, Ghost, Death Stranding, I have a feeling that it's gonna be a smaller game than his older Metal Gear Solid games, because one, he always takes a long time to do the games, always. But he said he had the game already and the ideas for a long time. But he didn't have to build.
Make sense, my brother.
But he didn't have to build. He didn't have to. He didn't have to. Hold on, real quick, Ghost. He didn't have to build an engine. They used the Decima engine, which is the one they use for Horizon Zero Dawn that Guerrilla Games built. So he didn't have to build an engine this time around, and that's what made the game process to develop, make it a little easier. Although, even though he made it seem like it was still far off, because not too long ago on Twitter, he had posted something about, no, Death Stranding's not coming out no time soon. And he even denied it. And yet, out of nowhere, they come out and do this thing, talking about it, like a little presentation, And he said, "Oh, it's coming out this year in November." Like what? Out of nowhere. You know what I'm trying to say? When not too long ago, a few months back, he had said, "Oh, it's not coming out no time soon." You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, it kind of feels like it's being forced out, probably by Sony, so they can have a big title for the summer, the holiday, because they don't have a big title for the holiday.
Yeah, I remember before he was saying that the game wasn't even in the making like that. They were saying like it wasn't even gonna be developed fully like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, he said at one point that it was at one point he said it was going to be episodic, like Hitman, that it was going to be in episodes at one point. So that
I think this game is rushed out too quick.
Well, what it's leading me to believe is that the game is going to be short. It's not going to be like a big long game. That's my suspicion. Entiende? But
Yeah.
I want to tackle one thing that we never mentioned, me and you, about the Ninja Theory thing. The funniest thing about that whole Ninja Theory shit that's going on right now is, I remember clear as day, mad motherfuckers, excuse my language, mad supposed gamers on the social media scene, whether it was Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, wherever, talking how, oh, developers don't have creative freedom at Microsoft. Right?
Yeah.
You remember that? They were saying, oh, Rare, they don't let Rare do anything. They don't let these people do anything, 343s or Bungie. That's why they left. They don't give them creative freedom. They don't let them do other types of games. When clear as day, a game like Bleeding Edge is something completely different than Hellblade, right? So that shows you right there, like Sea of Thieves, completely different than Conquer or Banjo, that they do give their developers creative freedom. And Ninja Theory already came out and said yesterday that was a game they had in development for 6 years ago, before they even did Hellblade, when they broke up. And what Microsoft did, once they gave them money to create their own studio and build their own building for their studio, let them hire 100 people back, almost 100 people, probably people that were there before, came back. And they told them, oh, can we finish this game? Microsoft, yeah, go ahead, finish it. Why not? And they let them finish the game with their money and their help. See what I'm saying? This is not the team that's doing the other game they're doing. That's supposed to be the successor to Hellblade. This was another project that the second part of the team was doing earlier, before Hellblade, and they never got to finish it, and they got scrapped. Okay? Because they didn't have the money or the resources. So this shows a lot how hypocritical these motherfuckers are, excuse my language, these frauds are, because they were first crying that Microsoft don't give developers creative freedom to do whatever games they want. And now, that's all you're seeing. But now because they're doing that, oh, those games are trash. Those games are no good. Those games look like butt. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, these games.
That's hypocrisy, my dude.
Hey, for Ninja Theory's game that took 6 years to be in development, that's not Microsoft's fault.
No.
That game was already in development. So while they bought them, that game is in development. That doesn't mean Microsoft, oh, we're gonna justify this game that's coming out.
Actually, it went back in development because they shelved it.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? They had to shelve it. But now it went back in development because Microsoft let them. They gave them the money, the resources with the team, the people they hired. Yeah, go ahead, finish the game. ¿Tú entiendes? And that's why
that's Microsoft's problem, kinda.
They help everybody.
Yeah, they like, we're giving you free will to make that game, but like I said before, I want to see not this game. I wanted to see the game that they really making is gonna be exclusive to Microsoft. That let's see what they can do, not the one that they had 6 years in the making. Because 6 years ago, when they started making that game, Microsoft wasn't even thinking about buying this company. That's what people fail to realize. You can't.
They didn't have the money. You're right. Microsoft didn't have the money. It was after Satya saw how profitable Xbox was in that year of 2000, I think it was 15, 16, 17. And when they saw that, how profitable it was, they gave them a bigger purse. They said, okay, let's go buy studios. let's do a service with games. And in order to have that service, we need games to put in it. So we need studios to make games for that service. And that's what ended up happening. So that was a positive thing because now they can have a bunch of studios making all types of different games, whether they're single player, multiplayer, a mixture of both, strategy, RPG, point and click, whatever. The point is, now they have the ammo, the resource, the money, the backing, the support, and the power of Microsoft as a brand for the Xbox division. See what I'm saying? So now there's no holds barred. Now it's just nothing but positivity, positive, a positive results at the end of the day from this point going forward, because they have the studios now. Now they have the money, like I said, and all the other stuff I mentioned, and that's what you need. Without that, you can't make shit because games are very expensive to make. And the bigger the game, the more expensive it's going to be. Look at that Star Wars. I guarantee you that Star Wars game was at least $150 million to make. At least. I guarantee you. You know what I mean? You hear me, Ghost?
Yeah, I hear you, Hiba.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think that for us to jump the gun, or for the haters or the dummies, right? Whatever you want to call them, to hate on something without knowing the history, without really paying attention to the details, that's just making you look silly, man. I understand you want to get clickbaits to your channel, you want to get views, I get it. But if you respect gaming and you call yourself a real gamer, right? And you love gaming from the heart, how could you even be okay with bringing out false messaging and bringing out false information just to get a view or a click? That makes you look like a fake, a fraud, a hypocrite. So how can anybody respect you as a gamer? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't do that, you know? We've always stuck by our guns. We've always said the same thing over and over again. Same messaging. Ghost, he enjoyed God of War. I didn't enjoy God of War because it killed the original franchise style. I wanted it to evolve, but I wanted it to stay with the essence as well from the old style. Do I give him merit for trying something different? Yes, I do. But again, it's an overrated game that people try to say, oh, it's a game of the year, when it really shouldn't be. Because
hey, I don't care what nobody says, God of War is dope. And if I think Red Dead Redemption for me would be game of the year, because that story mode's got a sad hey, stop beating up the cat. I'm sorry, guys. You hear that in the background. My Marquise is wilding out on my cat right now. It sounds like a PlayStation dude attacking an Xbox right now.
They're constant warring over it.
They're constant warring over there. But I'm sorry. But like I was going to say, my game of the year, God of War, got the game of the year. But I ain't going to lie. Red Dead Redemption was sick. The story mode was fire. I played the game and I beat the game. And that game is something else. It's epic. For me, in my game, it's my opinion, that was the game of the year.
Right. But the point that I'm trying to get at, Ghost, is that you respect me saying that I don't like God of War as much as the other ones because you know I have a history with it and I've explained it. But at the same time,
I don't opinion. I can't say you're wrong. But that's your opinion on it, you know?
That's right. But at the same time, I don't say to you, oh, you're stupid for saying God of War is good. You see what I'm trying to say? I don't do that because if you like it, that's all that matters, right or wrong. See what I'm saying? That's how we show our respect to each other, because it's what gamers supposed to do. But when you just go and start bastardizing shit without even trying it, without even giving it a chance, without even playing it ever, it just makes you look foolish. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. But but we get called out like, oh, we're being fanboys. No, we're not. We just call out the bullshit. If something is BS, we're gonna call it out. Because they do it with Xbox when there's no bullshit going on. Oh, you can't play your games unless you're online. That was a thought. It never happened. So it's BS. If it had happened, that's different. No, it didn't happen. They were gonna do that, and they changed it, so it never happened. So it doesn't matter. See what I'm saying?
I see it like this, Eva. For me, I see it like this. I can't wait to enjoy to look at E3 tomorrow.
That's
Even
right.
if we don't get anything crazy, but at least Microsoft showed up for the fan base and for their
Yeah.
gamers out there to show what they got installed. I
Dude,
really
it's
want to see
a
what's
time.
going on for the 2000. You know what I mean? For the next Xbox, for the next generation, I would love to see anything that comes out.
That's right.
But I also just want to enjoy the show. And as a gamer and gamer, period. As a
Mm-hmm.
person, I want to see gaming. I want to see something new. What's coming out?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe on the PlayStation. I'm sorry, they ain't gonna be there. But what's coming out on Nintendo, PlayStation?
Mm-hmm.
What do they have? You know, the
Oh,
offer.
dude, I'm
I
looking
want to see
forward
the
to
next
it.
Call of Duty is fire. I ain't gonna lie, that shit got me hyped. Ebot.
Yeah,
Next
it looks
Call of Duty.
good. It looks
It's a
good. Yeah,
remake or something like that with new
yeah, but it
assets,
looks, but it looks like it's going back to the roots. It looks good. It looks good.
yes,
It looks good. It looks good. It
yes.
does look good,
I'm
and it
hyped.
looks like they listen to the fans. Yeah, it took them a long time to do it. It did because they didn't even build a new engine. They used that same engine for like 20 years. They finally built a new engine, which is what they should have done a long time
Yep.
ago. From the beginning of this generation, they should have done that. And they would have not had so much controversy. But at least they're doing it. You see what I'm saying, Ghost? That's what counts, that they're doing it. And you
Exactly.
got to give them credit for that. So
What I
that's
give you
props to them.
much respect.
But like what you were saying, I was looking forward to seeing more of Ghost of Tsushima this year in Sony's press conference because I'm hyped for that game. I love
That game
Feudal
Ghost of
Japan.
Tsushima looks fire. I ain't gonna lie.
You
I don't
know,
like Batu, but that game looks dope.
yeah, you know that I'm a big fan of Feudal Japan games. You know that. You know I love Ninja Gaiden. I love Ninja Blade. I love anything like Genji, anything like
Yep,
Bujinkan.
I know that. You a big
You
fan.
know that. I've been telling you for years that I
Hell
love
yeah.
Feudal Japan for years. Those are my favorite. Consaden on the Sega Master System. I love that fucking game. Those are my genres, most favorite genres in that time period. People that know me and follow me know I've been saying this for years. So for
Yeah.
me, Ghost of Tsushima is the most hyped game I am for PS4. That's the whole reason why I bought it when I saw that game. Then I bought the other exclusive, played them obviously, but that's why I bought it originally, because I want to play that game. So I was looking forward to seeing what they had in progress still for the game. And now we're not going to see it because they're not there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how you can be a fan and not be excited not to see something new or what's going on with games you're waiting for, like The Last of Us. I want to see what they're doing with Last of Us too.
Hell
It's
yeah.
not going to
That's
be
what
there.
it's gonna be dope.
It's not going to be there, right? So we don't know. Entiende? Yeah, they're going to show
Yep.
it later on, but the point is, this is the mecca of video games. E3 is what made gaming mainstream. It made gaming what it is today, E3. If E3 would have never happened as a convention and would have never existed from the very beginning, gaming would probably still be stuck for selected few at this point because not a lot of people would have known how artistic and how big and how fun the culture and the hobby is. You see what I'm saying? So for
Yeah.
anybody saying that E3 is irrelevant, you must not been from here from many years ago when it first started, or you just a newbie, or you just plain dumb. Because
They
E3
plain on
is
dumb,
what,
bro. Like
yeah,
Jake said, put your hand in some ice cold water, and then when it gets really cold, take it out and slap yourself in the face. Because
yeah.
at the end of the day, E3 is the mecca of gaming.
Well,
Everybody
it's
know
what
about
shows. It's what shows the
new
future.
games and everything. Yes.
It's what hypes up all the developers show their projects for the future. It's what shows what indie game developers are doing. It's a convention to show the exposure of everything that's being worked on and what they're trying to do for the future. So hype gamers up so that we go out and buy them and support them. Without you having that, you're not going to know and you're not going to want to buy something if you're not hyped about it. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
You know? And I understand why Sony skipped. It's very expensive. They're making a new console. They're probably putting all their research and development money straight to the console build to make the new console. They probably have to put all the rest of the money to finish Ghost of Tsushima and to finish Last of Us 2 and Death Stranding, because those are big titles, especially The Last of Us 2, because it has a following already. It was the most critically acclaimed game they ever had. So that game is a big game. They have to put all their money and effort into that game. And in order to get it finished, if they have to cut corners, like not going to E3, that's probably why they did it. But at the same time, it shows that Sony just isn't the Sony with deep pockets anymore. So we have to understand that Microsoft is a different type of level right now, and they're in a different type of position. So you can't hate on them. Microsoft is the big dogs right now. You understand?
Yeah, speaking on Last of Us, I ain't gonna lie. You gotta see it as maybe they doing the same thing they did last year, because I think the Last of Us that came out was supposed to end of the generation.
Right.
And it broke into the next generation, this generation.
Yeah, it was cross-platform. Yeah.
Exactly. So this generation might be the same thing. I think Sony might be using the same page book.
Right.
Drop the Last of Us 2 into the next generation. You see how good it did. What the fuck? Yeah, my wife just showed me something on another YouTube channel with a goldfish with his eyes all up in the air. That shit just bugged me out. You heard me like, what the fuck was that?
Well, remember that was their biggest hit on PS3. PS3 had a lot of games that came out that didn't hit. That didn't hit. Heavenly Sword didn't hit. Folklore didn't hit. Layer didn't hit. The Ratchet series did all well because they did a bunch of sequels, but then it got too many. They made too many. They didn't bring back a new Jackson Dexter. The Resistance really wasn't that big of a deal. Only the first one I think did well. The Infamous series did okay. They weren't great. The Killzones didn't do that great. Uncharted, I think, and Last of Us were their two biggest top hitters, right? And God of War 3 did fairly well, but then Ascension didn't do well. So it's understandable why they cling on so hard on Last of Us. Oh my God, Last of Us. Every PlayStation fan you talk to always brings up Last of Us. Every single one. Because it's like the only thing they got to hold on to. ¿Entiende? So it's understandable why they do it. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying that I'm hating on it. No, I'm just saying the reasoning why they do that. So Last of Us 2 is a big game that they need for the sequel to be better and do better than the original.
Yeah.
Because if it fails, it's going to be a big hit economically for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Last of Us 2 is a big investment for them. So, it's understandable.
You think PlayStation? To me, my honest opinion, I think PlayStation is going to have it back and forth for Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us to start off the generation. Because if you look at it, they said that from here on now, these PlayStation games coming out is going to take longer to make.
Well, I think, because of that, because of money constraint.
Exactly.
They have to be careful how they do the money. All they're having right now is money issue because the movie division is not doing well. As a matter of fact, that's why they just announced that they're going to do movies based off the games. And I think they already made an announcement. Uncharted, the movie comes out December 2020, and Tom Holland, the guy who plays Spider-Man, is going to play Drake when he's younger. So that's why they're doing that, because they want to bring in revenue in different areas. They're doing merchandising, like shirts, coffee mugs, keychains with Think Geek through GameStop. Also, they're doing, what was it? I think they're planning to do some TV shows with Netflix also, if I'm not mistaken. They're trying to do a bunch of shit to keep their division alive because Sony, PlayStation division is the division that makes the most money for them. It's the only thing they got left, really. Other than the movie, than the TVs, but their TVs still don't sell as well as they used to. So they're hurt in that department. And their movies are not doing that well either. So that's why right now they announced they're doing a Jumanji game because they have the license for Jumanji.
Oh shit, Jumanji!
Yeah, Jumanji is gonna be a third-person action adventure like Tomb Raider, 4 players. So they're doing that Jumanji, and then they're also doing a remaster to the Ghostbusters game.
They're doing a remaster of the Ghostbusters. Oh man.
Huh?
They doing what?
Yeah, so that's why. What I'm saying is that's why they're licensing them out because they're trying to make money any way they can. So it's understandable. They're trying to survive. They have to, and that's why they chose Microsoft, because they know Microsoft has their infrastructure ready to go, and all they have to do is pay them a percentage, use their technology of Azure, and they're ready to go.
I'm glad you brought that up, so PlayStation people can understand this. We're not hating on them. They teaming up with Microsoft. Microsoft was ahead of the game. Yeah,
they got the money, got the capital.
Microsoft, was ahead of the game on the streaming and online wise.
They got the capital too, Ghost. They got the money. They got the capital, man.
To deal with Stadia, hell yeah,
they got the money. Dude.
It's a monster. Google jumped in, bro.
Yeah, man. And Amazon's planning to jump in.
Exactly. These are monsters jumping in, but I'm like, yo, I'm waiting to see if they go on the mobile route. Because I ain't gonna lie, I understand Halo sells, Gear sells, Last of Us sells, God of War sells. But when you look at it, you see Candy Crush, you see Clash of Clans, them shit sell sell, bro, on the phone. Yes.
Minecraft.
Way more money, bro.
Fortnite is selling more than that shit.
Yep.
The only real game that we could say console-wise that's more console-centric, that sells just like more than them games or just enough or about the same amount is GTA.
GTA sells a lot.
And I'm not even a GTA fan. I don't even have GTA. I don't buy GTA. My son does.
But look,
like crazy.
Red Dead Redemption sold a lot too, bro.
Oh yeah, yes it did. 25 million.
That's Rockstar for you, bro. That's Rockstar. You know they hit home runs.
But see, people like their games. People like their games, dude. I don't like them for certain reasons, even though I do appreciate Red Dead because the authenticity of Red Dead is ridiculous. but like GTA, I don't really appreciate them too much, but I know why people like them because those games are so well done, so polished, so well done that it's just. There's so much gameplay there, so much gameplay value. You know what I'm trying to say?
Definitely.
So I know why they sell, but I'm not gonna knock on them. They make money, dude. They make money. But they also made a lot of shit games, like Bully, Table Tennis, State of Emergency. They made a lot of shit games too, Rockstar. I like the one they do with the cars, Midnight Club. That one was dope. Remember Midnight Club with the cars?
Midnight Club, hell yeah, that's one of the PlayStation.
Yeah, it was like a racing game, but like GTA with cars. That one was pretty dope.
Midnight Club.
Let's make a Midnight Club. Those games was pretty good too. So anyway,
anything good. I ain't gonna lie, Midnight Club looked good, the graphics and all that. I mean, that generation,
it's a fun game. It's a fun game, dude. So, not to sound long-winded and we keep repeating ourselves like a broken record, tomorrow is do or die for Microsoft because they're going to show up and they got to put up because they have a lot to prove. They got a lot of haters to, shut down and make them quiet because they just keep getting that hate back and forth, unnecessary, unwarranted hate. And I think it's just an exciting time, dude. It's E3.
Exactly, but I'm excited for tomorrow, bro. Me and my wife, excited.
My dude, this is the day that every gamer waits for all year long.
I got my boys in the job excited. They want to see what games is coming out because they cop games too secretly. They're not YouTubers and nothing like that.
And the thing is, more people are getting aware of it. More people are starting to know what E3 is. Yes. Just like a lot of people are starting to know what Comic-Con is, and that has to do with movies, with games, with comics, obviously, and pop culture in general. Comic-Con is for everything. E3 is mainly for video games. Period. You know what I mean? This is the biggest day of the year for every gamer in the world. Every gamer. This is like a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So we're supposed to be hyped because we're going to see other stuff like the new Avengers games from Square Enix. Dude, I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. I definitely want to see how that game look. I can't wait.
It's supposed to be 4-player co-op.
I know. Give me the fucking Hulk. I just want the Hulk. That's my favorite character. I'm trying to smash everything. That's my boy. I love the Hulk. That's my favorite character. I love Spider-Man. I love certain characters, but the Hulk is my favorite dude. I love Wolverine.
Yeah,
Those are my characters, bro. The Hulk smash, baby.
Yeah. Dude, it's just look. It's sad that Sony's not
Real
doing.
DC dudes out there, my boy the Hulk hit him in the comics. He punched Superman to Saturn. He gave him one punch to Saturn, boy.
At the end of the day, the truth of the matter is, it's sad that Sony's not there. That's the truth.
I ain't gonna lie. Like
it's sad that they're not there.
Some extra to watch.
Because I would get excited to see what they showed too every time. And also, it was giving me ammo. So if I thought something was corny, I could mess with the pony.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, I like it for a lot of different reasons. It's for fun value and also to see what they're bringing because it's exciting. It's always exciting. But like you said, what if Stadia brings out a knockout game like Gears or like Halo was or like God of War was to their platform? And you see that shit and that shit drop your jaw, you're like, damn. Now you want to get Stadia also. So then you just screw because now you got to get that shit too. See what I'm saying? So gaming is basically for anybody. One day you could be on top, the next day you could be at the bottom. That's the truth matter of fact. Right now, I'm hyped for Nintendo too because I want to see if they're going to show Bayonetta 3, my dude.
Oh, that's crazy.
Remember, Bayonetta 3 is coming to Nintendo Switch exclusive. So I got to see if they show Bayonetta 3.
Yo, shout outs to Black Baron, I think. The guy Black Baron.
Black Baron. Yeah.
He's the Nintendo dude. You know he gonna
be
hyped.
Nintendo dude. He be with Next Gen sometimes. Yeah, he wrestled. Shout out.
Yeah, he's a wrestler. He gonna be hyped. I know he gonna shoot down a lot of dudes that game come out. And they bet against. I heard a new Black Baron was actually mentioning that. Not shout outs to Black Baron. He was actually mentioning something about Pokemon game coming out. You know those games sell out like crazy on Nintendo.
Yeah, because they're fun games.
Like hotcakes.
People don't understand that even though they look cartoony, like the way Super Lucky Tales did, the way that Cuphead did, the way that Ori did, even though they look cartoony, they have gameplay and fun factors. So people like that. Kids like that. They gravitate to that stuff. So they're gonna sell like hotcakes. Plus, it has the following in the anime and manga. In the anime, in the anime community and the manga community, they have all types of followings. So when they do games on those, all those people follow the games because they like the brand Pokemon, or they like the brand of Mario, or they like the brand of Zelda. Well, at least Black Baron could have something to gloat and brag about because Nintendo's at E3. They're gonna do a direct. You know what I'm saying? So I shout outs to him because he at least getting something from what he likes from Nintendo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy, it is what it is. Yeah. We all could live in the same space and enjoy it and respect it for what it is, but we got to stop bullshit. You can't just hate one side without having an explanation and then say it's okay for your side when you don't have an explanation. You can't do that.
Yeah.
That's hypocritical. You can't do that.
Yo, I'm going to say this, though, Bot. I'm going to say shout outs to Zaire and his crew and the Multiplayer Podcast and all the other podcasts that Zaire has. You know what I mean? We got no beef with them. You know what I mean? It's all Xbox podcasts. Shout out to Dealer Gaming and them. You know, but it's about that time I'm about to back out a little bit, my brother.
Okay.
And I'm about to enjoy my weekend. Definitely game on games. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And definitely, Bot, we might link up tomorrow for that E3. Or if not, my brother, I wish you the best. And
just let me know, man. The window of invitation is there. We can buy food. We can make it a day. You have all the time. You can all the time in the world to spend the whole afternoon. You're more than welcome. You know that you family. You know, I told
definitely,
you
my brother, and I'll take that in heat. And I'm gonna talk with my wife right now. After this, we chilling out. Yeah. I'm also drinking right now.
It's also understandable. It's also fine. I get it.
Of course, my brother, and God bless you and your family and your kids. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, brother.
You know what I mean? And definitely, bro. My daughter's back, and most likely I might see you and bring my daughter so she can meet you and meet you and all that. That's the most definitely. We got to make that happen between me.
Oh yeah, you can definitely bring her so my daughter can hang out with her. Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's for sure, my man.
But he about let them know where you gaming at, what you've been doing, where they can reach you at.
Well, right now, you guys, you can find me all the time on Twitter because I'm back from the suspension. And also at my YouTube channel, I'm doing a lot of video game action figure, videos because it's related with video games. So I like doing that. Even anime, I just did one for One Punch Man, one of the new figures that came out. So if you like that, come check me out. I'm also on. I just did a Patreon for my page, my channel. So if you want to check it out and help me with any donations in the future, if you like what I do, you're more than welcome. You don't have to, but if you do, I appreciate it because it means the world to me. And I know you don't have to do that, but you become part of my family. And you can also find me on the Infinite Rooms of the DX Mansion with my boy, the new Legal, aka Dorian. Over there is an all Xbox Facebook group that are not many out there. So we just try to be pro Xbox only all the time because there's not too many out there to be positive instead of negative because we see that everywhere else. And obviously, you can check me out on here. Let's talk about it with Ghost because he did tell me to be a co-host with him. He told me that whenever I could come on to come on, and I said, yeah, that's fine. I would with no problem. I should be back with my podcast. We got next with Dorian soon. It's just that I've been ill. I'm going through some ailments right now. As a matter of fact, I just came out of the hospital 2 days ago with gallbladder stones. I was in extreme pain. So even talking right now, it's hurting, it's painful. But since it's gaming, I'm passionate. I love it. I can't help myself. I have to talk because I love games and I'm excited for tomorrow. So, that's why you haven't seen me too much on gaming, on Xbox or on YouTube doing a lot of videos, just simple things. So yeah, you guys can find me there. Ghost, I love you, doggy. Thank you for having me on again. It's been a pleasure, bro. Like always.
I want to tell you like this. You my big bro. You always down with me. This show, let's talk about it. You always with me. Whenever you want to jump in, we do like we do right now. We talk to the fan base out there, so to our subscribers, for the new subscribers. We give them the truth. We speak our mind. We speak our opinions between both of us. And at the end of the day, we entertain them. And at the end of the day, it's all about love, my brother. And God bless you on what you do. And hopefully God bless everybody that was watching. God bless y'all out there. Be careful. Be safe. Protect your kids.
That's right.
Put God first.
Big shout outs to Intro Media Gaming.
Definitely.
Our boys and crews are out there, having it, doing it live at E3. We got K Mega in the house, L Boogie 100. I believe Bloody Knuckles, 108 Dragon.
Yeah, 108 Dragon.
Tim Dog, Megatron, a bunch of cool cats from the Xbox community are really doing it live in person tomorrow.
They out there.
That's right. They're doing it, representing the Xbox community, representing all of us, having a good time and just enjoying gaming, and Intro Media Gaming in the house, obviously, because I'm also part of Intro Media myself.
Exactly, but
I didn't mean to leave them out. I forgot. I apologize. But, I'm happy for them because they're doing videos already, having a good time, dude.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully we'll get out there next year. Me, Ghost, Dorian, Sega Forever, all of them. I hope we all get out of it. E-Rock, all of us. Sega Man. Big shout outs to all my brothers, too.
I would like to say this is your boy Ghost Rider 730. You can catch me on Twitter, Ghost Rider 730, Mixer, Ghost Rider 730. My YouTube channel is Ghost Rider 730. If you want to game with me, hey, you want to shits and giggles, you want to get down with me, I play Gears, I play Halo, I play anything. I have fun on my Xbox One X. You can get down with me. My gamer tag is Ghost Rider 730. God bless y'all, and thank you for tuning in and watching me and my ex-bodying bro, your boy Heatbot. The most powerful gamer, that's my bro. And thank you. Shout outs to 100, 108 Dragon, and my boy King Mega that's out there at E3 right now as we speak.
Yeah.
You all my brothers, I'm drinking right now with me and my wife. We having fun. We can't wait till tomorrow. God bless you all. Shout outs to Zaire and his podcasters. Shout out to the whole Xbox community. And I do like the person a lot. Shout out to Titanfall Princess, the PlayStation, and Jabari. You heard? God bless y'all. Most likely, I hope y'all enjoy E3 for this generation.
Next year, right?
I know y'all ponies gonna shoot us down if Microsoft have a bad year.
Well, they got it. God bless y'all. Still time. God bless y'all. Peace.
God bless y'all. Peace. Yo, I love you, my nigga. One,
puppy.